Welcome to Dice Uphill, the Blood Bowl podcast, just hoping for a push. I'm Darren Olson, and I am here to give you final round action from the USA Bloodweiser League. I am not actually playing today. This is a battle for first place between Oni Goku's Underworld team and Steeler Daddy's Norse team. 4 teams make the playoffs. I am the 4th team, so whichever team wins this game, I will be matched up against. And if Steeler draws, if they draw, I'll play the Norse team. Just one moment. Let's go ahead and look at that leaderboard. As you can see, at 7-2-1, we have Steeler Daddy's Norse. And at 6-3-1, we have Oni Goku's Underworld. Basically, if he loses or draws, he'll be playing Serlin in the first round. If he wins, then he goes to 7-3-1, and Steeler Daddy goes to 7-2-2, which would give him first place and play against my Wood Elf team, which got in based on my head-to-head win against Splendid Spawn. So, DMBW and Gotham Guardians still haven't played, but that does not affect the playoffs. I had to win my last match to get in. So, luckily, I was playing Ogres and they were not able to hurt me. I have not posted the poll yet for which skill to give my lineman that leveled up in the last game. I am going to wait to see which team I am playing next. It's just a normal skill. I know y'all probably give me dodge again. I mean, let's wait to see. Well, let's go look at these rosters. Give us an idea of what I'll be facing next round, and also help us with the preview for this matchup. Oni Goku's Underworld team. Two throwers, 2 blitzers, 2 linemen, and goblins and a troll. Let's see, who do we have that's leveled up? Only 1 goblin has leveled up, and it looks like he has plus movement. Yes, he has plus movement. The Warpstone Troll has not leveled up. Let's see what skills he has on. The Thrower has dodge and block. Block and extra arms on another Thrower. Mighty Blow and Tackle on a Blitzer, so that Tackle would not be great against my dodge. Well, it would be great for him against my dodge. And then Mighty Blow and Dodge. So what's bad for me is I don't have any Tackle on my team. And then he has Wrestle on both of his Skaven linemen. Going to look at the Norse team now. I don't know exactly when they're going to be kicking off. I asked or Oni Goku, to text me and let me know when they're kicking, but I'll go check on that after we look at this. Alright, 2 Berserkers. Again, he does not have any of the werewolves or Ulfrunners or whatever you want to call them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 linemen, 2 runners, one of which is missing this game, and a Yeti. So his Berserkers, which if you don't have the werewolves, these are probably your best players. He has Mighty Blow and Tackle. Looks like this one has Tackle. Yeah, this is a lot of Tackle I'm going up against this next round, guys. I don't know if taking another dodge player is going to be good. Tackle Frenzy on the lineman. Got Mighty Blow Frenzy on the one that's hurt. What is this skill? recognize this. Oh, he has a dirty player. Oh, yeah. Tackle, tackle. Of course, the linemen all start with block. What does he have on the... Oh, this guy's leveled up. Just a rookie Yeti. And the runner has dodge and nerves of steel. Oof. Yeah, if I end up going up against all this block, we might need to ask y'all to vote block for me. We'll see, though. Let me go try to look for this game. Oh, there it is. All right, kicking off. Get the grid up. Keep the skills up. Which side do we want to watch it from? I guess I'll just, whoever's on offense, maybe? I don't know. So the red lines you see coming out from the Yeti are his disturbing presence, which gives a -1 to pass, intercept, or catches from opposing players when they're within that range. So it looks like only Goku, the Underworld coach, will be receiving. So the Norse coach started out with putting one of his loner and 2 of his rookie linemen up on the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did he leave a player on the sidelines? No, one's just hiding. There we go. Oh, okay. He induced Helmut. Star player 6338. Well, with he's a chainsaw. So did he take any bribes as well? High kick. That means only Goku can put anyone. So it looks like he took an apothecary. No bribes though? If you're taking a chainsaw, you need to take that extra bribe, right? Instead of the extra Vapo. Unless I'm missing where that is listed. So you have +1 fame. Oof. First hit and he gets a KO on the Norse. Of course, Norse, especially when you don't take the werewolves, are pretty fragile. They have 7 armor. The werewolves, Ulfwarners, would have 8. The Yeti only has 8, I believe. Yes. The rats aren't much better. Goblins are all 7. Their troll is 9, but otherwise it's just their blitzers with 8. Everyone else with 7. Gets 3 dice with his troll and gets another KO. So of course the troll starts with Mighty Blow. Yeah. 2 KOs in the first 3 hits. Hey Bone Daddy, how are you doing? Now those both downs won't do much. I am not playing. I'm in this league with my Wood Elf team, and Oni Goku, who also does the 2 Dice Uphill podcast with me, he is playing the Underworld team against Steeler Daddy's Norse team. The winner of this game will end up with first place in the league, and that will be who I am playing in the first round, because I got into the playoffs as the 4th seed. So, a little bit of scouting, a little bit of just streaming my co-host's game. So Norse are one of my favorite teams. I don't have a lot of experience with Underworld, but I tied against both of these teams in the regular season. Okay, yeah. If we try to do a lot of newbie-friendly stuff on our podcast, so if you're interested, some people like podcasts, some don't, but 2 Dice Uphill. That's our podcast. And, feel free to follow us on Facebook or Twitter. If you have any questions, you can always email us. Oh, big hit from Helmut Wolf. He brought his chainsaw in for a blitz and killed one of the Skaven linemen. So yeah, so the chainsaw, you have to roll a d6 and roll or 2 more. The chainsaw hits the opposing player. If you roll 1, it kicks back, and you make an armor roll for your own player. And then, yeah, you just roll straight against armor, and wow, it's a bloody game so far. Yeah, there's a few good podcasts out there. There's Both Down, 3 Die Block I listen to. There's a couple other new ones, but 2 Dice Uphill is ours. Episode 21 we recorded last week, but I've been lazy at the editing, so should be up soon. Do you just play on the computer, or do you play on the over the board as well? And we do have a YouTube channel, 2 Dice Uphill, but right now it's only streams. I will eventually get our podcast all uploaded there. But yeah, right now you can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, pretty much any place you would normally look to download podcasts. Another KO. Wow. I think he's really wishing he had taken 2 Bloodweiser babes instead of an APO right now. It's all been linemen though, so. But he does have an interesting build, not taking the werewolves, 2 berserkers. He took frenzy on a lineman, which you already have so much frenzy on this team. I think there's better ways to spin that double. Yeah, leagues are fun. I mean, you definitely have to find one where people play in your time zone and have the type of schedule you are looking for. Obviously, different leagues have different skill levels as well. Most of them try to have a newbie league, but so it looks like he fell to dodge there with his goblin. Alright, so trick here is you don't want to leave too many people in tackle zones. I mean, he has 3 guys. He took 3 Norse off the pitch already, so he was happy just getting this goblin away from those Norse. Didn't give him easy hits. So it looks like the Norse are going to get 1 hit right here and then a blitz somewhere. I know the Reddit Blood Bowl League for a while had a really good rookie division. Or, I mean, you can always just go look for the USA Bloodweiser, and we're about to be starting up another season of Soda Pop as soon as these playoffs are over, so... Oh, yeah, there's tons of strategy in Blood Bowl. I mean... yeah, what? I've been playing... Well, just in our local Austin League, I've been playing for 3 or 4 years now. And there's a lot of teams I haven't played. Like, I haven't played as Underworld. And until you play as a team, it's hard to really figure them out. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now. Is I had never played Wood Elves before, so I'm playing Wood Elves this season. And I started out with 2 losses, but then I ended up sneaking in the playoffs. Where's he going to blitz? Is he going to go for a frenzy? I think he's going to take this Berserker with tackle and mighty blow. Probably blitz this guy right here. Yep, here comes the blitz. Ooh, he went for the 1 die though. And still got the KO. Man, bloody game right now. And that was one of his 8 armor players. Yeah, and you know, playing as the Wood Elves, there's definitely been some strategies people have used against me this season that now when I go against Wood Elves in the future, I know that, hey, that's something I can try. You know, control. It's really about controlling the War Dancers, I think. Although elf teams, you can have 3 guys on the pitch and still score in 2 turns. Alright, so we got 7 movement on this guy. He can go for it twice into the end zone pretty easily. Tim is going to try to get his hits in first, and I don't know if he'll do the go for it. He's going to try to protect the ball if he can, but ooh, that really stupid really hurts him. Yeah, Wood Elves are top tier. I mean, when we're talking about top tier in Blood Bowl, it all you have to. It's what level you're talking about playing at. You know, if you get up into the high levels, Chaos, you know, they start being a much better team than they are at low levels. I would say Wood Elves are pretty good all around, though. Maybe at the very low, like 1 million levels, like very rookie teams, they're not great. But as soon as you start getting skills and 3 rerolls, 2 War Dancers, and then some skills, it's a pretty good team. Alright. How is he going to protect this ball? I'm trying to see if he needs to score here or if he's going to try to still cage up. Chaos and Chaos Dwarves are both good at higher levels. Nurgle's good at higher levels. Usually when I say Chaos, I'm just talking about what Chaos The one with the Beastmen and the Chaos Warriors. Is that Chaos Pact? No. Yeah. So, Oop. Dodges away. Yeah. The horn team. Yeah, all the Beastmen have horns. You have Wrestle. You're gonna use, well, you're gonna use Wrestle there. I think he has to try to do the Go Force to score here. I thought they were just called Chaos. Think, Noni. Okay, one more go for it and he goes up early. Alright. So, once again, I will be playing in the first round of the playoffs the winner of this matchup. If it's a draw, I will be playing Steal Their Daddy, the Norse team. I just get so confused now because now that GW started supporting the game and they have that Blood Bowl 2018, they start calling it something different, I think. Oop, helmet. Yeah, see, you needed that bribe, dude. Chaos Chosen. Chaos Chosen is what they're called in the game now. So there's Chaos Renegades, which... So, yeah, the ones better at the higher levels, I'd say Chaos Chosen, or Chaos in the game, Nurgle, Chaos Doors. Yeah, most, so the question is, in the options, toggle things like dodge, from manual to automatic. Yeah, you want most of those to be manual. Even the dodge one, because what happens is if I'm getting hit by somebody that has tackle and I have dodge and they have frenzy and they're going to push me out of bounds, I might choose not to use the dodge skill so that you have to knock me down inbounds rather than pushing me out of bounds. Pretty much every skill that they give you the option for, there's a reason why you might want it to be optional. Here, let's switch this over and we'll look at the Norse on offense now. So, yeah, I would definitely go in most of those options and switch it over. Oh, really? So they detect the edge surf case and let you choose even if auto. Huh. Well, I mean, I started playing Blood Bowl 1, and I'm pretty sure they didn't have that edge case there in Blood Bowl 1, did they? But I don't know. I've been playing with the option off automatically for so long that... Yeah, BB1 barely had the rule set in. Yeah, I mean... There are just so many different rule variations now, especially with Blood Bowl 2018 compared to the CRP rules. I have a tendency to click too fast. Like what you're saying, don't fat finger. Yeah, I like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go do this hit real quick, and then I don't realize that it's my catcher I'm hitting with 2 strength to 3 strength, and I end up with a 1 die or a 2 dice uphill. Yeah. Alright. I'll take both of the easy blocks first. Then I would guess he's going to do a blitz on one of these goblins and then try to bring over some assists for the Yeti to hit. For the Yeti to hit the troll. Yeah, you need to just single click on everybody. If nothing else, it shows you how far they can go and But yeah, when I first started playing this season, I had a horrible tendency to double click everything right away. Okay, so yeah, there's the Blitz. He actually did it on the Skaven Blitzer. I mean, I can understand that. It's a toss-up. Do you want to go after one of his better players, which is the Skaven Blitzer? Or do you want to go up against the Goblins with the lower armor? Oh! Oh, man! You have to use your Apo there, right? One of your Apos. You have two Apos. Oh, no. It was the Norse that had two Apos. What's Oni Goku gonna do? The regeneration was a failure. Well, I mean, the thing with the Yeti is he starts with Claw, so that automatically makes anybody you're hitting their armor 7. So he rolled 8, or yeah, well no, he rolled 9 on the armor, but that wouldn't have normally broken a troll. You know what? Even without Claw, he would have done this, because 9 plus Mighty Blow, or wait, no, he doesn't have Mighty Blow yet. So no, it was Claw that caused that casualty. That's insane. And then regeneration fell. It was only a rookie troll, but oh yeah, Claw Mighty Blow is a big thing. Claw Mighty Blow piling on is an even bigger thing, because all of that stacks. Yeah, no, if you have Claw and Mighty Blow, then you only need a 7 to break armor. They actually changed the way piling on works in the Blood Bowl 2018 rules. It now requires a team reroll, so most people won't take it. Yeah. Yeah, it's... I realize it's no fun to lose your characters, but it's... I don't know. It's only really a problem in leagues where you can build up players without any repercussions, like you can in the sandbox in Blood Bowl 2. Doing it in a league setting is really hard. Is it too good in BB2? It's too good at removing players. It is not... Those teams, those Chaos teams that you see at 2000 TV, 1800 TV even, they'll do a lot of damage, but they don't necessarily win. So if you see people running tournaments, you normally won't see Chaos as much, because there's other teams that are better to win with. I mean, a lot of these Chaos teams in Blood Bowl 2 get good just because people see all that Claw, Mighty Blow piling on, and then they concede. And then when you concede, that gives them 2 free MVPs. Yeah. Do tournaments usually start with new teams? It depends. It depends on the tournament. Each league can do things differently. So there are the tournaments that are officially sponsored by GW or Cyanide, but yeah, like Noni's saying there. A lot of times it's a package of skills. Yeah, the World Cup started with a package of skills. I'm actually doing here in Austin, Texas. Oh, someone got caught fouling. And all he got out of it was a stun. Not sure that was worth it. Yeah, so here in Austin, Texas in 2 weeks, I have a Scab tournament, which is a 2-day, 5-round tournament. It's 1,200 team value, and up to 300k of that can be skills. So you can have a team that's 1,100 and then put another 100k on it, or you can have a team that's 900 and put 300k on it. There's a couple other rules, like you can't buy more than 4 of the same type of skill, and you can only put up to 6 skills on any one player. So different tournaments will have a tier type where if you're taking a stunny team, you get better skill selection. I don't allow stat ups in my tournament, no. Some of the tournaments in the area, very few of them do. There's some rule sets that will allow like +1 movement, but then you can't take any other skills. No, usually skills are too game breaking. If you just take a normal AG3 team and give them one player with AG4, it totally changes how you play that team. Yeah, stat ups. So I know you're new to the game, Bone Daddy. If you get a plus strength or a plus agility, you almost always take it. Almost always. The only time I wouldn't take plus agility is if it's on an agility 1 big guy. I actually took it over. My Rat Ogre on my Skaven team actually rolled 11 for his first skill. I don't know if it's the smart thing to do, but I took the agility up on him. So he's 3 agility now. And now I'm going to take break tackle with his next skill. He's just going to be going after the ball every turn. Yeah, natural 1-turners, you give them +2 movement, and they can, like gutter runners. Gutter runners have 9 movement. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You give them well, you can only give a gutter runner +1 movement, but then you also give them sprint and sure feet. Yeah. I don't have a huge problem with leap, except for all the people on the Blood Bowl community telling me to take leap for every skill up. There are some times to take it, but yeah, probably not on my Rat Ogre. Alright, so all the action's happening up here. The ball's pretty safe down here. Where are we at man-wise? 1, 2, 3. Another KO. Oh, yeah. Can't click the link right here, but someone posted a link to the NAF with different types of, looks like the win-loss records for different teams. And yeah, you take a stunny team, Goblin, Halflings, Ogres, they're usually considered tier 3 teams, whereas someone like Wood Elves and, Dwarves would be tier 1, Chaos Dwarves. And so, yeah, some tournaments will give advantages to those lower teams. I mean, it's one of the great things about Blood Bowl that makes it not chess. Not that there's anything wrong with chess, but, it's chess with dice. And you have you can handicap yourself if you want. But a lot of people play goblins just because there's so much fun you can have with the secret weapons, with their chainsaws and their ball and chain. I was playing Oni Goku, his Chaos team, against my Skaven team last week on the board here in Austin, and I had enough money to induce a ball and chain player, which I had never taken before. Unfortunately, he got stunned And even though the bribe worked, or he got KO'd, I should say, and even though the bribe worked, I was not able to roll him back in from the KO box the rest of the game. But he did take one guy out, so it was worth it. Oh, go for it with the ball carrier. Oh, double ones. I tell you, that was going to be written on my tombstone. 1/36. Yeah, usually the tripwire's on the end zone, but I guess somebody decided to put it at midfield today. Let's see. Are they going to be able to capitalize in 3 turns? Underworld has enough speed. So I think he's going to try to blitz this guy off if he can, and then pick up the ball and run. NAF is what took over Blood Bowl when GW stopped supporting it. It is... A lot of times when I'm doing tournaments, we make sure they're NAF sanctioned. So it's... Yeah, when you're talking about over-the-board competitions, it's a good resource. It's not official as far as GW goes, but yeah. Okay, so no, he looks like he's just going to do a dodge here. He's going to move this guy over to protect the ball. Right? Come on, Tim. Don't make me look stupid. Come on, keep moving that blitzer. Yeah, NAF is for the board game. They don't have anything to do with Cyanide's PC version. But I mean, the statistics are still valid. What are you doing? I played Bretonians one season in last season in our local league. I had one blitzer that got +2 movement, one blitzer that got plus strength, or blitzer knights, whatever you want to call them, one that got plus agility. I had never rolled that good on a team in my life, and then I went and lost in the first round of the playoffs. Okay, so he's going to try to pick up the ball and then throw it to this blitzer. Oh, fell the dodge. He's going to re-roll it. I told you, you should have went over there and picked up the ball, or secured it. Are you going to do a short pass, or are you going to go for it to do the quick pass? You already used... See, this is the hard part. He already used his re-roll. So he's going to throw it instead of going for it. And he failed the pass. He didn't fail it because it wasn't a fumble, but it was inaccurate. Who did I lose against with my Bretonians? It was... I think it was a dwarf team. I don't know. As soon as the season ends, I try to wipe it from my mind, especially if I lost. Leagues that make you keep the same team, including injuries, common. Yeah, I mean, well, you can always fire a player that gets injured, but yeah, perpetual leagues, that's the reason I play Blood Bowl. If it wasn't for perpetual leagues where, you know, you get new skills and new injuries and all that stuff, I wouldn't keep playing. It's the role-playing aspect of the game that really, really keeps me going. As far as in this game, it depends. Some of them are one-off seasons. Some of them, like, we're playing in the Soda Pop League right now, and this is the feeder league for the bigger league. So once you can only play a new team in Soda Pop, but from then, now I can take this team into one of the more advanced leagues. Yeah, perpetual leagues is usually what we call them. Tournaments, no. Usually what you have in tournaments are resurrection tournaments, which means injuries, and basically you get reset every round. So the team that you build up, well, at least in the board game. In the board game, it's resurrection. And on the PC game, sometimes there are ones that let you keep the skills and injuries that you've accumulated. That's not common in the board game, though. Alright, I don't think the Norse are going to score this half. I'm thinking Underworld might go up 2-0 here if he doesn't roll any more ones. Or twos, I guess. So the Reddit Blood Bowl League hosts the Cripple Cup, tournament that forces players to keep players that have been injured and not fire anyone. Teams can carry over from tournament to tournament, although all the injured players would too. That's interesting. That would be my guess, Bone Daddy. Teams with higher armor would have an advantage in perpetual tournaments like that keep injuries. I mean, you can always change. Well, it's harder to do in the PC game, but you know, in the board game league, I can always make a rule that makes it favor agility teams more than bashy teams. But I try not to do anything. Well, I shouldn't say I try not to do anything too weird. My first tournament was really weird. Basically, my first tournament that I ever ran, the first Winter War. You started out with a 1250 team value team and got an extra 250k in skills each round. So you were playing with a 2 million TV team the last round because it was a 4-round tournament. And it was interesting. Oh, and I also had automatic injuries each round, which was interesting, but it was too much. It was too much for people to keep track of. So now Winter War every year is just a 1750 TV tournament, but you have to include a star player in your build. Automatic injuries, yeah. So what would happen is you would have your, your roster numbered 1 through 16, and I would roll a D16. And if I rolled the 2, then the number 2 player on everyone's roster would lose strength, or something like that. So it's going to be hard for this Norse team to stop the Underworld team from scoring twice. Excuse me. Oh! He tried to do a 5+ dodge. I have to wonder if that was a misclick. Because I don't know why that was so important to do. I mean, if I was going to do something risky... I would have done something to get in position to take out, get to the ball carrier. Yeah, so adding the star player to the team... I mean, most star players are going to run you on average around 200k. So when I say it's a 1750 team value, it's really more like 1500. And there's the touchdown. Does who need to roll doubles for mutations? Chaos? Chaos does not need to roll doubles for mutations. Chaos has to roll double for agility. So in my my board game league, I had a Chaos team where one of the Beastmen, their first skill up was a double. So I actually took Leap with him as for his first skill, because I knew on his next skill, when it was a normal, I was going to take very long legs. Because yeah, on normals they can take mutations. I mean, it's the same thing with this Underworld team, I think. Pretty sure the Skaven and the Goblins. So I know we had one guy with extra arms. Usually rubber bands is how we keep track of what skill each player has in the board game. So if I take block, I put a blue rubber band. If I take mighty blow, I put a red rubber band. You can also use these little stickers and put them on the bases of the miniatures if you don't have a lot of flock on the bases. Yeah, when I started out on the PC game on Blood Bowl 1, and I thought I knew how to play this game, and then I went and joined the Austin Blood Bowl League, and there was so many things that the game was doing for me, so many roles, that it took me a while to... I mean, it still helped with strategy playing this first, but there's a lot of sequence of events stuff that you don't pick up on. And yes, it does make the game a lot faster. I mean, I still take usually the full... Oop, and he gets a blitz in. I mean, he's not going to be able to capitalize on it with a score, but... Actually, he's not going to be able to capitalize on it really at all, because all of his guys were moved back there. On the board game version, usually there isn't a set time per round. Usually a game will take 2 to 3 hours, depending on the people playing. For tournaments, a lot of tournaments are 2-hour limits. I give 2 hours and 15 per game, and most games will finish in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Another KO, but some won't. Yeah, I don't know if I could do 1-minute turns, even on the PC game. I was doing a 2 or 3 minute turn one when I first started playing again a few months ago, and that was rough for me. I get into that analysis paralysis thing where I'm like, okay, I can do this, or I can do this, or I can do this. The Ogre coach I was playing in my final game, when I needed the win, I knew I needed the win to make the playoffs, and I was so meticulous in where I was running away with it, because I was only letting him get one hit on my Wood Elves each turn with Ogres, and they have 5 movement compared to my 7 movement. So I was able to run away and put some distance, but I was still trying to make sure, okay, there's no way you can get to my ball, right? Yeah, it's easy to waste that first minute. You try to get around it by paying attention to what your opponent's doing. So on their turn, start thinking about what your first moves are going to be on your turn. And that doesn't always work, because sometimes they'll have a turnover that completely changes your strategy, or they'll do something you weren't expecting. My opponent last round was getting frustrated with me because I was taking 4 minutes to move 6 players, but But again, I'm already moving faster than I normally do playing on with the board game, so. I could maybe do the 3-minute turns. I don't think I could do the speedy 1 minute and still be effective. Fumble is good for race builds. I would also look at bbtactics.com. Oh yeah, AI is bad. You should be beating AI every single game. Don't feel bad about going slow. I mean, if they want to play faster than 4 minutes, then they can join a league that's faster than 4 minutes. It's if you're playing on the board, then yes, you need to start worried about your turns lasting 8 minutes or something. But here, if you take 4 minutes, your turn automatically ends. You have a turnover, so don't feel bad about that. Fumble is not really for BB2 or BB1. It is its own entity. The graphics aren't great, but it's the best simulation. Or the best rule set on the PC. It's just like a little JavaScript client or something. Alright, so the Norse need to score fast here, because they need to... They need at least a draw to keep the #1 seed. Unless they're trying to avoid playing me, which I wouldn't blame them for that. This Norse player does not do a good job of setting up his frenzies. He's still #1 in the league, but I catch him so many times where he'll do, like in my game against him, there were so many times where if he had not knocked me down on the first hit, he was going to end up with a 1-die or a 2-die uphill on the second hit. But he got lucky. I love Norse. Norse is actually my favorite team. Probably because it was my first team. And I like I'm half Norwegian, so I like that, mythology. KO there. Another KO. Yeah, fumble's a lot more hardcore. You can also play... They have a lot more customization options. I know there are leagues that have completely, like, customized teams. Which I guess you can kind of do in BB2 now, to an extent, but... The base rules are the same, but they can... I think they have different servers or different leagues where they modify the rules. I mean, it's a good place to find some of the best coaches in the game, though. It's just... You definitely need to know how the game is played more than you do the PC version. Alright. So he has a runner. Well, if I am playing Onigoku next game, at least he's missing his troll. Any leagues that let coaches pick any players from any team. There are leagues that let you have those, what do they call them? I can't remember what the name for those type of teams right now. I've never actually played in I've never played that style. I like the more balanced. Not that they're, like we were talking about earlier, the tiers. Not that everything is balanced, but it's easy to make some game-breaking teams that way. But someone's saying Anarchy League does that. I think there might be a USA Bloodweiser League that will let you make those custom teams. I think the website's just usabloodweiser.net. Let me look it up real quick. Should probably be mentioning the league since usabloodweiser.com. So if you go take a look at... No, it is .net. I was right. Okay, so usabloodweiser.net. So they have their Bloodweiser BB2 League, their Soda Pop BB2 League, which is what we're in. Then they have different tournaments that come up. I don't know what the Whiskey League is. There's also a league called Goblin, Gobbln, which I used to play in. I don't know if they do that custom team thing, but that's also a very good collection of coaches in Goblin. Man, there's so much blood in this game. Another one-die block for the Norse. I mean, if you have block and you're hitting somebody that doesn't have block, I don't mind one-dies, but he was hitting somebody with block. I guess if it's your last action of the turn, okay. But this Norse team, this Norse coach takes a lot of risks with his hits, and they seem to be working out for him. I'm just surprised he's went with the Yeti before taking an Ulfwarner or a werewolf. Yeah, I mean, this game is awesome, but it's such a niche too. I think you have... Well, I shouldn't say you have to love sports, because I know a lot of people that play this that don't like sports. But you have to have the analytical chess mindset, and you have to be able to deal with that. A skull into another skull. No, okay. No, there's no game that penalizes you, that I play, that penalizes you more for bad dice rolls than this game does. I am not a Cowboys fan at all. I'm actually from Iowa, so I grew up as a Vikings fan in football and a Cubs fan in baseball. But yes, there's definitely a high learning curve with this game. I actually get a little worried about that in our local Austin league, because we do have so many good coaches. Iron sharpens iron. And when we get a new coach in, it's really hard for them not to get discouraged. Because, I mean, even if we try to go easy on them, we've tried to put rules in where, like, in their first 4 games, permanent injuries turn into missed next games to help them out and not get discouraged. But, I mean, positioning is such a big part of this game. It's hard not... Once you know how to position properly, it's hard not to. Like, I can't leave an opening in the middle of my defense for you to go score. So it's almost better to if someone could start out at least knowing the basic strategies from the PC game, and then when they come in, we can teach them some nuances. Another KO. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for resources, like I said, go download our podcast, Two Dice Uphill. But there's also Google the Art of Blocking and the 1,000 Losses Playbook. Those are two of the better online reading sources. Art of Blocking really helps you out with making sure you're getting 2 dice blocks on as many hits as possible each turn. 1,000 Loss Playbook kind of helps you out more with positioning for like kickoffs and offensive and defensive strategies. Alright, so he's gonna get this blitz. Okay, got the POW. Now he's gonna try to pick it up with this runner. But where's he gonna go with it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. That'd be a short pass. And that guy might get an interception. Our podcast, we have a Two Dice Uphill YouTube channel, but our podcast is not. That's a bad roll right there. Our podcast is, the episodes aren't up yet. Oh, I know Fargo. Oh, he got lucky on the loner reroll. Okay. I should be getting them up soon, or I shouldn't say soon, but Fargo, no. I do plan on uploading all of our podcasts at some point, but we have 21 episodes now, so there is one thing we've uploaded on YouTube that I would recommend. It was a game between Norse and Wood Elves where Oni, Goku, and myself just sit here and we pause. So we're watching a replay of a game, and we sit here and pause before each turn and say what we think the coach should do, and then we analyze what they actually do. I think that might be helpful for a new coach. Alright, so he just protected the ball. He didn't try to pick it up. Or did he try to pick it up and I missed that? Okay, so he failed to dodge, reroll. 1 rerolled into a 2. So that was a turnover. The Norse need to take advantage if they have any chance of keeping the #1 seed. So the Norse, my arse is freezing, keeps the #1 seed with a draw. So he's gonna get in the hands of his runner here. Okay. So he brought over an assist, so now he can get 2 dice on either of those goblins. And that guy has tackle, so that helps against dodge. Okay, so he's gonna blitz here. Get the frenzy. Pow. So yeah, the Norse are great because almost everybody starts with block. So I think it's a really... I mean, the armor 7 can really hurt you, but everyone starting with block really helps out new coaches, I think. Obviously, dwarves, orcs, and humans are all pretty newbie friendly. Are you going to hand it off? And then score? You have to go for it twice. Yeah, there's a good coach in the area, Jason Campbell, that he's definitely recommended to me checking out some of the fumble coaches. He says that, you know, that's a good place to learn from. Not going to risk the go for it. A wild animal. 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess... No, he didn't need to risk the go for it. Well, except the fact that he needs to score twice, so he needs to score fast and then get the ball back. I mean, so it looks like I'm probably going to be playing Tim or Onigoku's Underworld team for the first round of the playoffs. I don't know when we'll be streaming that. Not Thursday. I know not Thursday. Okay, so he did the 2 go for it's just to put some pressure on him. I mean, it's going to be pretty easy for him to blitz that guy off and go in for the score. But it's still a move I would have done. You always want to make people make rolls. Ooh, that was a... He needed the 5+ dodge and he got it. And then he failed the 3+ dodge, is that right? Wow. He made the 5+ dodge without a reroll, then he rolled 2s on the 3+ dodge twice. The Underworld team probably isn't that good. Tim's a good coach, though. Another KO. The only tier 3 teams are goblins, ogres, and halflings. Vampires are on the edge of that. Vampires can be very, very good, but they can also be pretty bad, depending on how you roll. Underworld would definitely be a tier 2 team. 2 or 2.5. Okay, or 1.5. Yeah, vampires... I'm actually... My guess is on the board game, they're going to introduce a Sea Elf team to replace vampires. Because the vampires aren't officially in yet, I don't think. So he fouled and got another injury there. Alright, so... It's funny, Tim will tell you how much he hates big guys, but then he loves playing Underworld and taking the big guy. I don't know if CLs are actually going to be a thing or not. It's just my guess based on reading the fluff in the recent magazine up here, the Blitzmania magazines or whatever they're called. They've mentioned CLs a few times now. And yeah, Eldril Sidewinder. I don't know if this is going to show up down here. But he's actually a CL war dancer, and he has hypnotic gaze. So it makes me wonder if instead of... Because they're trying to only put things into the game now that they can copyright. That's why they're changing the names of all their teams and races and everything, too. The most teams are probably, well, either Fumble, but the most official teams, probably Blood Bowl 1 or Blood Bowl 2. I can't remember which one technically has more, because I think, what is it, Korn? Korn isn't in this version, and you have Kislev instead of Slan. I don't know. Anyway, the official Blood Bowl 2018 release only has, I don't even remember how many teams they officially have out right now. But there's, I think 24 teams that the NAF originally had, and now I think they have plus the 2 more, the Bretonians and the Slan. So I think we're at 26 teams in the board game. No, Cyanide had permission, but this is also before GW started remaking the game. Here, let me switch the view again, so we're watching the offense go uphill. Yeah, they have permission for this game. It's just with the 2018 release of Blood Bowl, they've started rebranding things. So that was a double skull that Onigoku did not have a reroll for. So yeah, that's unfortunate for him. You always, Blood Bowl is all about risk mitigation. So, he tried to do his moves and stuff before he did the blocks, and then he did a 2-die block, which is usually... usually you're okay with that, especially when you're hitting with a guy with wrestle. So there was a 1 in 36 chance that his turn ended on that hit, and he got it. Why rebrand? Because there are certain things like, I'm trying to remember the name of one of them. Like, instead of orcs being ORCS, I think they're now spelling it ORKS in their Warhammer universe, so that they can copyright that version of the word. They're just doing little things like that. None of what I'm saying right now is official. It's just what we've noticed as an audience, is that they're renaming things in the Warhammer universe to be non-generic. And yeah, 1 in 36. You have a 1 in 6 chance of a skull on each dice. On each die, I should say. So the chance of getting both of them skulls is 1 in 6 times 1 in 6, which would be 1 in 36. This is where my degrees in math and computer engineering pay off. Alright, so that double skull might give the Norse a chance to capitalize and tie up this game. So this entire season with my Wood Elves, I've been posting skill choices on Twitter. Whenever I have someone level up, unless it's something like plus strength, where I'm obviously going to take that, I put a poll up on Twitter for people to vote. And I have one line elf that has leveled up from my last game that I'm waiting for the result of this before I post the poll. But yeah, it's either going to be dodge, block, wrestle, or kick because it's an unskilled line elf. So we'll see what everyone votes for me. Because there's a lot of tackle on these two teams. And usually for my unskilled line elves, people have voted for dodge. I don't know if that's the best option this time. It actually helped me out against the ogres last round because none of them had tackle. Kick is really good for fast teams. Actually, I mean, I guess you could even find situations for it for like dwarf teams and stuff too. But as a Skaven or an elf team, if I'm playing against a slow team, I can kick it deep and then go down and either cut, make you put your cage deep or whatever. It also gives me the chance of on a blitz going and getting the ball myself. Dodge is good because it's an offensive and a defensive skill. Oh, he's going to push the ball out of bounds. That was smart. Oh, but an unlucky bounce for him. Well, lucky for the Norse, unlucky for Underworld. So, dodge... Oh, then he fails the dodge. Dodge will let you dodge on offense. On defense, it means if someone rolls a defender stumbles, unless they have tackle, I don't go down. Block is good too. Block or wrestle are both good for those reasons that are obvious. But yeah, kick. I mean, kick, you get to half. So normally you roll a d6 and a d8. A d8 determines the direction. I guess I can show you down here. So if I aim here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I roll a d6. Well, any direction, if you roll a 6... I shouldn't say any direction, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a chance the ball can get out of bounds if you rolled like changing weather or something. Whereas with kick, you can always half the d6 result. So if I roll a 6, well, I can just go 1, 2, 3. So usually what I'll do when I have kick is I'll aim somewhere like here. And then even if I roll a 6 over here, 1, 2, 3, it just mitigates your risk of, one, the ball going out of bounds, and it also lets you choose, okay, do I want to put it up here so that I have a chance of getting it in the case of a blitz, or do I want to put it way back here and make the bashy team's cage deep? But yeah, do you want the one skill kick, which is good maybe 2 or 3 times a game for you? Or do you want block, dodge, wrestle, which might help you 16 times a game, I think blitz should be 11 or 12 on the kickoff chart instead of 10. 10 happens too often. And another person got caught fouling. So turn 15 for Onigoku's Underworld team. If we look at the casualty boxes, a couple people have been sent off. Still 1 KO out there for Norse. Wow, look at the Underworld casualty box. I think we're seeing right there why Norse started to come back. Wouldn't Skaven be able to just receive the ball if they got blitz? Yeah, usually. I mean, unless it's way down there. But with 9 movement, I can usually put myself underneath the ball if I get blitz. Elves even, you know, 7 movement. I did that in my game against ogres. I think the ball ended up going like right here, here or here, and I just took one guy. I did a go for it or 2 go for it to get underneath the ball, and then he caught it on a 3+. Man, another failed dodge. I mean, they are 3+ dodges because they're 3 agility, but turn 16, yeah, he's just gonna, so it's gonna be a 2-2 draw, and I will be playing Norse in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, unfortunately I beat that ogre team 4-0. He, 1, it's a tier 3 team, 2, he didn't roll great, and I didn't roll bad. I stalled the first score to get, you know, I was just down here trying to not give him enough time to score when I gave him the ball back. And then, like I said, I got the blitz, caught it, and ran in. So I was up 2-0 at the half, and second half didn't go any better for him. Well, we'll look at the dice rolls after this game. Oof. Failed to go for it. Oh, wait, so was that turn 16? Wow. He must have really not wanted to play me. Never mind, I will be playing the Underworld team because he did not score on turn 16. He went for a hit. He went for a blitz that involved a dodge and a go for it, instead of just taking the score. And do you still have an APO? Yeah, he could have moved that guy in for the touchdown. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Norse team thought that was the Dark Elf team was a better matchup for him than my Wood Elf team. But yeah, this guy right here, he still had movement left. He just needed to go 2 spaces to score. But instead of that, he tried to like dodge. I don't remember where he was. It was somewhere here, and he went over to hit. He was trying to push that guy out of bounds. So that's the game. Okay. So 2-1. That was insane. That should have been a draw. Let's look at some of the statistics here. Well, I don't know if it was on purpose so much as he... See, yeah, he wouldn't have even gotten a casualty point for knocking him out of bounds. It would have just hurt Oni Goku. It wouldn't have actually got 2 star player points for his team. So what happens is there are four teams that made the playoffs, and now Oni Goku will be the number 1 seed, and my Arceus Freezing will be the number 2 or number 3 seed. So he's playing the Dark Elf team that was the number 2 or number 3 seed, and I'm the 4th seed, so I was playing whoever the winner of this game was. Let's look at some of these. 10 star player points, 13 star player points. some of the dice rolls here. Okay. Wow, only 50% on his dodges. 66% on his pickups. 33% on his really stupids. 85% on his going for it was about right, but 50% on his catch. And then KOs was about there, but let's see. 32, 50, 25, 32, 25, 31. This is the big number right here. He rolled 52s. And when you're an Agility 3 team, that's huge. My arse is freezing. Picked up all 3 of his balls. Balls. Over 50% for... Well, oh wait. No, that's bad for going for it. Because that's... You should have a 5 out of 6 chance of getting that. Caught. So, 3-0 on pickups, 3-0 on catches. Did not roll well on his KOs. Did not roll well on his dodges, but we can't really consider that because I know at least 2 of those dodges were 5 pluses, so 22, 21, 20, 27, 20, 15. So he didn't roll a lot of 6s, but usually that doesn't matter in Blood Bowl because you're not doing things that need 6s. You're kind of more looking at, what did I do up here? So 35, 62 to 63. I mean, he rolled about average. Whereas I would say Warpstone FC rolled below average. Let's look at block dice. 8 skulls to 12 pals. 14 both downs, which is not good against Norse. To 9 stumbles, 16 pushes. I mean, 21 to 22. You can't complain about that. My arse is freezing. 27 pals to 13 skulls. And as a Norse team, both downs are good for you. So 23 of those, 16 of those. He rolled... You're looking at 43 of these compared to 36 of these. And like I said, these aren't actually that bad for Norse, but this is just for comparison purposes to Warpstone FC. I would definitely say the Norse team rolled better in this game. How does the injury table work? What do you mean by that? Like, as far as the numbers here? I don't know what they're calculating. Because 20... See, I don't know if this is his armor and injury rolls for the other team. So did he succeed on breaking armor 25 times out of 23? And then got 22 injuries out of 25. I'm guessing that's what that means. Which would mean he didn't break armor much, but when he did, he got injuries a lot. I don't know. Go look at the leaderboard here. Yeah, so that puts Warpstone FC in first place. He'll be playing my Wood Elf team in 4th place. And then Steeler Daddy's Norse will be playing Serlin's Dark Elf team. No, death isn't 2 6s. Death is just 1 6. You're rolling 1 d6. You're rolling a d6 and a d8. If you roll a 6, it's a death. If you roll a 5, it's a permanent injury. That's where the 8 matters. The d8 matters because it tells you what type of injury it is. Like, is it a minus movement? Is it a niggle? Is it a minus strength? A 4 is a miss next game, and a 1, 2, or 3 is a badly hurt. Now, an APO is a 6 reroll 6. So if you have a 6, a death that'd be a death reroll death on an 8-bow, which happens a lot more on this game than I think it should. I think there's something wrong with their reroll engine. But when you get on the injuries rolls, what do you need for an injury over a KO? Okay, so on an injury roll, after you break armor, if you roll an 8 or a 9, it's a KO. Below that is a stun. Above that is a casualty. And then you roll the casualty dice, the D6, D8 I was just talking about. Unless you're a stunny. If you're stunny, then a 7... Then a 7 or an 8 is a KO. And a 9 or above is a casualty. But if you roll a 9 for the casualty on stunny, that's automatically a badly hurt. It's called a stunny casualty or something. And then there's also something called thick skull. Dwarves have it. A lot of big guys have it. So it's basically the same as the first thing, where 8 or 9 is, or a 10 plus is a casualty, but an 8 is not a KO. So you only KO someone on a 9 that has thick skull. Yeah. So let me go join the playoffs. Normally 10 and above is a casualty. Team is already in a competition, so do I have to leave the other competition? I'm gonna have to ask Tim what I need to do here, because the chances of 10 and above, trying to remember off the top of my head. So it's chances of a 12 is 1 in 36, an 11, 2, so that'd be 3. 10 would be either a 4 and a 6 and a 6 and a 4, or 5 and a 5 and a 5 and a 5. So 7 out of 36. 7 out of 36 should give you 10 or above. And so what would that be? That would be about a 1 in 5 chance, which would be about 20%. Something like that. Alright, so I think I need to quit this competition to get into the other one, but I'm going to ask Tim about that. Anyway, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I was able to entertain and inform. Feel free to follow me here on Twitch, 2.1. Then we're 2 Dice Uphill on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Email us at 2diceuphill@gmail.com. Like I said, I post on Twitter when I'm going live. I post on Twitter when I have a skill that needs voting on. So that's the best place to follow me if you're interested in Twitch, other than just following me on Twitch. Then you can get email updates when I go live. But I usually can't talk this much when I'm playing my own games, because I'm more thinking about what I'm doing. But no, this is fun. I'll try to stream the other playoff game between the Norse and the Dark Elf team too, if I can figure out when they're going live. And as soon as I know when Oni Goku and I are playing our game, I will also be streaming that. So again, thank you all for watching. This has been 2 Dice Uphill, the Blood Bowl podcast. Just hoping for a push.